It's time for Giants Kickoff, brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places.
The Giants return home to MetLife Stadium to take on their division rivals, the Philadelphia Eagles, in what will be the season finale for both squads. The G-men are coming off a disappointing road loss last Sunday night in Minnesota, where they were soundly beaten by the playoff-bound Vikings, 49-17.
We had an opportunity to play for pride and play to regain some respect, and I think everybody was on the same page. You know, tonight is just very difficult for me to explain it, to be honest with you.
How you doing, everyone? I'm Russ Salzberg, and welcome once again to Giants Kickoff, brought to you by Toyota. Our pregame look at the New York Football Giants as they enter their Week 17 matchup with the rival Philadelphia Eagles.
And I'm Duke Castiglione. Thanks for joining us. When the season began, many believed this game would decide the winner of the NFC East, but the Redskins have taken that crown, leaving the Giants and Eagles to play for nothing but pride.
That's right. You can catch all the action from this weekend's matchup, Eagles-Giants, from MetLife Stadium tomorrow, right here on Fox 5, beginning for you at 1 p.m. And don't forget, immediately following the Giants game, you want to flip right over to our sister station, My 9, for Giants Postgame Live, the official postgame show of your New York Giants.
With both teams coming in with identical 6-9 records, this game will determine who finishes second best in the NFC East. Earlier this week, the Eagles fired head coach Chip Kelly, replacing him with interim coach Pat Shurmur. Here's a closer look at the contest and our game day preview.
Game day preview brought to you by Tri-Honda. Hurry to your local Tri-Honda dealer for great deals on the 2015 models.
You know, the whole team, everybody wants to end on a high note and play well. And understand we got a great opportunity to go play football, something we all love to do, and we cherish these opportunities. So let's go out there and play at a high level and enjoy playing the game.
Coming off the most lopsided loss of the season, members of the Big Blue offense are looking to end things at a positive note.
We need to go out there and execute. You know, last week we didn't make the most of our opportunities, and we came out and didn't do what we were supposed to do. So, you know, we're going to extra emphasize some things in practice and just make it work.
What would it mean to end the season on a high note?
It's huge. You know, you go into the offseason strong. You finish with a win against a divisional opponent that we haven't beaten in a year and a half. So it's a big game for us. Guys are excited. We got to go out there and finish strong in front of the home crowd.
The return of Odell Beckham Jr. after his one-game suspension should add a much-needed boost.
It's definitely important. It's Philadelphia Giants game, period. And we have a chance to be one win better than last year. So that's progress, and you know, this being our last game, I think we give it all.
As for the Giants defense, which has been much maligned this year, to a man, they know there are no gimme games when it comes to playing the rival Eagles.
This is a rivalry that dates back forever, and so regardless of kind of anything off the field that happens or doesn't happen, it's always a game that everybody gets excited for.
And I think everyone's excited for this game in particular. I mean, there's going to be a lot of emotions going into this one, a lot of mixed feelings, but at the same time, we're a family. We've been grinding for so long together since April. I mean, it's been a process that's gone on for so long, and I think everyone's excited for this game.
Tom Coughlin's the only coach you've known here in the NFL. Do you go into this game thinking this could be the last game with Coach?
No, I think you go into the game just trying to listen and pay attention to what our coaches say. And from the quarterback coach, offensive coordinator, to the head coach, listen to the words, and he told us to focus on the game and going out there and playing well. So that's what we want to do.
All right, and joining me now is that man who draws up the Big Blue game plan. I'm talking about head coach Tom Coughlin, front and center in this week's Coach's Corner.
Coach's Corner, brought to you by your Tri-State Ford dealers. For great deals, visit tristateford.com.
Tom, the other team's coach gets fired this week. Your team is left to play for nothing but pride. How difficult is it to make sure the guys stay focused with the situation being what it is?
Well, not even speaking to the Philadelphia situation, that's their business. Our business here, as we look at this game, it's a divisional game. If we can defeat the Philadelphia Eagles, we will have split with all our divisional opponents. It's very important to win your last game, and anybody sitting in that room that doesn't think it's important to play well in the last game, they need to have their heads examined.
Why is it so important knowing that the season's going to end anyway?
Because you play every game to win. That's why it's important. You're going to put it on the line. You're going to play as hard as you can. You play to win. That's your responsibility. That's what you give in return for signing that contract. Is, you say that you're going to do this, and we're going to fulfill our obligation 100%.
Odell Beckham Jr. coming off his one-game suspension, what do you expect to get from him this week?
Well, I expect a full game out of Odell. He's in great shape and he's practiced well, so he'll be ready to go.
Tom, your profession is football coach. Criticism, all the talk comes with the territory. I know you. You're also a husband, a dad, and a grandpa. How difficult has all this been on the family?
Oh, it's tough on the family because they think that my wife thinks that I'm not communicating with her. Well, I just go about my business. This is the job that we have to do. I have no information other than the fact that this is our 16th game, and we're going to go as hard as we can to get it. And our coaches and our players are going to do everything in their power to stick to our routine and prepare ourselves to play. So that's exactly what it is. But it is hard because, unfortunately, my wife and family, they do listen to the news and read the paper.
Still to come on Giants Kickoff, brought to you by Toyota.
Robert Ayers is one of the leaders of the Giants defense. He shares his thoughts with me on his performance this season and what the future has in store for the Big Blue D. Plus, our Giants insider Paul Dottino tells Duke what the Philadelphia coaching change may mean for this weekend's matchup with the rival Eagles. Next.
Giants Kickoff brought to you by Adorama, official electronics retailer of the Giants.
I'm JPP of the New York Giants, and you're watching Giants Kickoff on Fox 5.
Brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places.
All right, welcome back, everybody. During a very difficult season, Robert Ayers has been one of the most consistent contributors along the Giants' defensive line. Big Blues number 91 is the focus of this week's Player Profile.
Player Profile, brought to you by Chrysler.
You got 8 sacks, you lead the team, you've become one of the leaders on this defense. How would you assess your overall performance?
I feel like it was up and down. I feel like it wasn't a steady shot because I wanted to play from week 1 to week 16 and play at a high level the whole game, the whole year. But a lot to do because I was hurt and I missed 4 games. So, that kind of bothers me because I feel like I could have did things to not miss those games. I kind of feel like I was not as consistent as I wanted to be.
As a unit, the defense had its moments, but more times than not, it failed to come up with a big play when needed in crunch time. What do you think the problem was?
It's a lot of things, to me, great defenses, they're all accountable for each other. They all play fast, and they all know what the person next to them is going to do. And I think for us, whether it be me, just last game I made a mistake trying to do too much and got out of my gap, and big run happened, and then it just trickles downhill, and then is a ripple effect of guys over trying to do too much or whatever the reason may be. And I think in those situations, those crunch situations where execution has to be at its highest, because we have those tendencies, they bite us. And
you came here 2 seasons ago as a free agent from Denver, obviously thinking playoffs. In 2 seasons, you're not going to the playoffs. That difficult for you to swallow?
It definitely is because, to me, that's the only reason to play the game. That's the only reason to do anything, whether it's football or tic-tac-toe or whatever it is, I don't see any other purpose in life in doing things other than to win or to be the best at whatever it is you're trying to do. And, I came here with the expectations of winning at everything, every game, but, it doesn't happen. So, it's a learning experience, and, just like everything else, it's a learning experience. I don't have any Super Bowl rings, so, I can deal with losing, but I definitely think the expectations going forward are going to continue to be high here. And so, I think we just got to keep working.
All right, when it comes to matters of the Big Blue, this guy's always in the know. He's a Giants beat reporter for WFAN Radio. Paul Dottino is our Giants insider.
All right, Paul, the big news. Chip Kelly, Eagles head coach, fired. I don't think it surprises anyone that he was fired, just maybe the timing before the last game of the season. So what impact will it have if any, on this game?
Well, the timing is certainly very odd, Duke. And, you know, I've seen both situations where firings right before the end of a year spark a team because they're so thrilled to get away from the tyrant that they did not like and did not want to play for. And then I've also seen it go in the other direction where guys just mail it in and don't really care. The only thing I will say is that Pat Shurmur is an offensive-minded coach. He was part of Kelly's system. So I don't think you're going to see much change schematically as to what the Eagles do. Their effort, now that's something I think is a wild card right now for all of us.
After a real stinker last week in Minnesota, what do the Giants do? Can they bounce back? Will they bounce back in this final game of the season?
Well, I would like to believe so, if only because there's a sense of finality. You know, you're looking at a Giants team that could have over 30 free agents going into this offseason. Those guys are playing for jobs. If not here, somewhere else. Forget about all the stuff you've heard about the front office or the coaching staff. You've got players who are putting stuff on tape. That is their best sales pitch if they're going to be in the National Football League next season.
Paul, Odell Beckham Jr., serving that one-game suspension, missed last week's game in Minnesota. What do you expect out of him in this game?
Oh, I expect a huge game. You're talking about a guy who has 13 touchdown passes this season, tied with Homer Jones for the franchise record in a single season. You know we'd love to have that. He's 140 yards behind Victor Cruz in terms of receiving yardage in a single season as the #1 guy in Giants history. You know he'd love to have that too. And this, of course, being done in what is a -1 game season because of last week's suspension. I think he's going to come out like a house of fire and have a huge day.
Paul, we appreciate the time. Happy New Year.
You too, Duke.
Still to come on Giants Kickoff, brought to you by Toyota.
We look back at members of the Big Blue making a difference off the field during the 2015 season in this week's Giants Among Us. Then we test members of the Big Blue on their knowledge of the NFL team that calls Philadelphia home. Still ahead.
I'm Odell Beckham Jr. with the New York Giants, and you're watching Giants Kickoff on Fox 5.
Brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places.
You know, I came in and he's been my coach ever since. He's a good coach. You know, everything that he does, you know, is great for this organization, especially for the team. You know, the guys love him, and I would love to see him here next year.
All right, welcome back, everybody. The Giants, as you know, host the Philadelphia Eagles tomorrow at MetLife Stadium, and you can watch all the game action right here for you on Fox 5 beginning at 1 p.m. And don't forget, immediately following the Giants game, you want to be sure to flip right over to our sister station, My 9, for Giants Postgame Live.
Members of the Big Blue take as much pride in their off-the-field endeavors as their on-the-field success. In this week's Giants Among Us, we look back at some of those efforts during the 2015 season.
What's going on, big guy?
It's always humbling for me in these situations when kids meet me and they're so excited and surprised and all smiles and they come give me hugs. It really takes me back. Just happy that I could be somebody that kids can look up to, and I think they do more for me than I'm actually doing for them.
Through Bikes for Kids, we're able to give kids an opportunity to get out into the community, to exercise, to be able to do a little exploring. And if they didn't have the bikes, we don't know what they would be doing. So by giving them the bikes, we feel that we're opening up a lot of new doors for them.
I just think it's such a great event. I'm just so happy to be part of it.
All for you. Have fun. What's up, guys? How we doing? Everybody good? The Giants came in here and showed everybody the equipment that was donated to us by the NFL through the Play at 60 program. There you go. You good?
You got to understand the input you have in these kids' lives, and to let them know that exercise is good, it's a good thing.
I know you can do it, though. Ah, there we go. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. How you gonna do it?
Let's go. Let me see your push-ups. With the Play 60 challenge, you could obviously, play sports and get out and play football, play basketball, play other sports, but we also want to encourage you guys to do other things. I remember as a kid myself, I loved riding bikes. So I would get out and ride bikes through the neighborhood. Encourage your family to come with you. Maybe take a walk around the neighborhood and do some other things like that.
Ready, set, hut. 1, 2, 3, Giants! The tie-in between Read 20 and Play 60 is both are really supposed to be fun. So Play 60 is about, go have fun. Read 20 is, go read a book, go find a book that you enjoy.
We're going to leave the entire library
Kids won't be able to reach any plateau of success without understanding the significance of reading. And as a professional athlete who had to overcome those obstacles, I get a chance to come back and get my story and hope to motivate them to read.
Eyes up, all right? You want to always be watching. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We're bridging this divide between society and law enforcement, and this is a great way to do it because we've got almost 400 young people out here who are really being pampered and being instructed by both concerned citizens and law enforcement, and we think it's a great deal.
Anytime that we can interact in a positive aspect with the community and especially the kids is, of course, important.
Still to come on Giants Kickoff, brought to you by Toyota.
Duke and I with our picks for tomorrow's season finale. Then we put the members of the Big Blue to the test when it comes to their knowledge of the Philadelphia Eagles.
I watch this game. I watch it.
Supposed to watch Channel 5. What's the matter with
my
you?
bad, my bad.
Okay,
That's my first choice.
Know Your Foe is straight ahead.
Giants Kickoff brought to you by Ticketmaster and the NFL Ticket Exchange, the only official ticket exchange of the NFL.
Hi, I'm Eli Manning with the New York Giants, and you're watching Giants Kickoff on Fox 5.
Brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places.
I think sometimes you're so fortunate to be able to do this, and you may take it for granted. You're like, oh, I don't want to go into work today, and just having some time off and being able to sit back and, you know, you really miss this. You miss being here, and I'm definitely happy to be back.
All right, time now to challenge members of the Big Blue on their knowledge of this week's opponent, the Philadelphia Eagles, in this week's edition of Know Your Foe.
Know Your Foe, brought to you by your Tri-State BMW centers. Visit us at tristatebmw.com.
Philadelphia is known as the city of
brotherly love.
See, I don't even have to give you.
That's easy. That's
all right.
I need more heat.
True or false? The Eagles have never won a Super Bowl.
That's true.
True it is. With Chip Kelly getting fired this week, who's going to be the Eagles coach Sunday? Will it be A, Pat Boone, B, Pat Sajak, or C, Pat Shermer?
Pat Shermer.
Pat Shermer. Besides being a home of the Eagles, Philadelphia is also home to this iconic symbol of American independence.
The Liberty Bell.
Look at you. Well, you history major? Okay, all right. Before a successful NFL career, this true-to-life native son of Philadelphia won the Heisman Trophy in 1995. All right. A, Tony Dorsett. B, Desmond Howard. Or C, Eddie George.
Tony Dorsett. Oh, man, I go Desmond Howard. 95, you said? Oh, that's Eddie George.
You the man.
Yeah,
there you
process
go.
elimination.
That's it. You're the first guy who did that. Philadelphia is known for what famous food? Do you need a
I don't. I'm a lineman, and it's cheesesteak.
Cheesesteaks it is. All right, finally, what is the name of the Eagles mascot? A, Baldy, B, Wingo, or C, Swoop?
I'm going to go with Baldy. Swoop. Oh, good guess.
Know Your Foe.
Well, Russ, with the playoffs out of the pictures, I think the Giants squad still has plenty to play for. That being said, I believe they bounced back from last week's shellacking by the Vikings with a great effort against their neighbors to the south. So I have Big Blue winning this game 38-17.
I'll tell you what, Duke, just adding to this wacky and frustrating season for the Giants and their fans, I'm also going to say Big Blue ends their season with a big bang. We are close. I'm calling it a 41-17 Giants final. And, folks, you can watch all the game action tomorrow, 1 p.m. right here on Fox 5. And don't forget, following the Giants game, be sure to flip right over to our sister station, My 9, for Giants Postgame Live.
That's a wrap on our season finale of Giants Kickoff for our entire Giants Kickoff crew. I'm Duke Castiglione. Enjoy the rest of your night, everyone.
And I'm Russ Salzberg, and don't forget to have yourselves a terrific Giants football Sunday and a very happy and healthy New Year.